Alright, welcome back to the Press Start podcast for the week of... Technically, I'm going to do the 20th through 25th, because I'm recording this on Thursday, and I'm just basically covering stuff from after E3. So I won't be really discussing much from E3. You can kind of get my thoughts on that by watching my E3 I don't even know what I call it. E3 thoughts something. I had two parts. One part was for basically Sunday and Monday's conferences, and another was for Tuesday's stuff. So I won't be covering E3 since I've done those two videos. So it's actually probably not going to be too long of a part, or too long of a video today, because a lot of the news is just kind of like small, news that isn't like too exciting. Like, there's tons of little stuff I could talk about, which I'm probably going to. But yeah, I mean, it's after E3, stuff is kind of dying down. Just a few things that are kind of big issues right now, which I'll talk about. But really, there's only like 3 or 4 noteworthy things that really I'm going to discuss in depth about. But second segment will probably be the longer part of this video, and I'll just tell you now, I'll be kind of counting down like my top 5 most anticipated games for the rest of this year. So nothing from 2016. Seems like a good time to do that since it's basically the end of the first half of the year. I guess it is halfway through the year technically. So we've had I guess, in my opinion, 3, or I guess I shouldn't say 3 yet, but some of the best games of this generation so far, I believe, coming out so far this year. And there's a few games later on this year that have a lot of potential. So I'll be talking about that in the second segment. But let's get to the news. So, an Australian ratings board lists Zombie for Xbox One. Now you're thinking, why does this matter? What is Zombie? Well, the odds of this... Okay, so Zombie is pretty much Zombie U for the Wii U. I guess we're assuming that, because like it's spelled the exact same way as Zombie U, but without the U. So I mean, I guess people are just saying that Zombie U is coming to Xbox One, but it's not gonna be called Zombie U because it's not on Wii U. But yeah, Zombie U, I played that when I first bought my my Wii U. Like, I bought a Wii U a few months, probably like two months after it released. And honestly, I still don't know why I picked up a Wii U. I think I just wanted a new console at the time. Like, I'm glad I have now, since I've played games like Smash Brothers and Wind Waker HD. But back then, I don't know why I picked it up, because there's nothing really that I wanted. So Zombie U was kind of one of the first games I picked up, and I actually liked a game quite a bit. I think it did a lot of stuff really well. Like, it got really intense. It was a difficult game. You could die easily. I wouldn't say it's a great game, but I think it's above average to a good game. I would actually like to see a sequel to it, and maybe this could lead to it. But again, an Xbox One version perhaps would be cool. I'm sure it'd be enhanced visuals and stuff like that. They'd have to change a lot of stuff because the gamepad is very important to that game. So that might actually take away from the game, in all honesty, because the gamepad kind of made it very very tense at times. So I just thought it was kind of interesting how that's coming to Xbox One. It didn't mention PS4, so yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Fallout 4 is 1080p, 30 frames per second on Xbox One, PS4. Is the only reason that's noteworthy is because Xbox One usually is like 900p and 30, while PS4 is 1080p and 30. It's just good that we're on the same page. That's good. I think I've kind of decided I'm getting Fallout on Xbox One just because of the mod support. I was gonna get it on PS4, but the mods kind of swayed me. So, I mean, I guess they could announce PS4 gets the mod support. It might just sway me back, but for now, I'm getting it on the Xbox One, and I'm glad it will look just as good as the PS4 one. And they did show off the game from an Xbox One, because you could tell by the buttons were all Xbox One buttons and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that's gonna be the definitive edition besides the PC. Actually, some of the PC versions of Skyrim or like Elder Scrolls and Fallout have not been the greatest, but it's the definitive console version probably is gonna be Xbox One. So that's probably, I just wanted to point that out. They will be the same. Phantom, I'm just basically kind of going quickly over some of these because, like I said, not a whole bunch happened. Phantom Dust isn't canceled. It's just in active development. Wherever the hell, that means development hell. That's what it is in. Because I think, how long ago did this happen? It was like, I think it was like September, or no wait. No, it was earlier than that, or later than that. It was like January or something, where the Phantom Dust developer, like, I think got shut down, or no, wait, they had a game. Xbox or Microsoft were like, you're not working on Phantom Dust anymore or something, because something happened. We don't know. But it's not canceled. It's just isn't in active development. So it's probably canceled. I don't know, we'll see. So GameStop, the kind of the #1 like video game, what's the word I'm looking for? Brand company, whatever, is now selling kind of retro hardware and games. So you can pick up a Super Nintendo and Chrono Trigger from a local GameStop. I think you probably, at the moment, you can't like go to a GameStop and get it. I think it's primarily online for the most part right now, but once people start trading in more of their retro stuff, which I don't know how many people actually do that, because by like at this point in time, like if you have a Super Nintendo, you either want it because you want a Super Nintendo, or it's in somebody's basement that they don't even know it's still there. Like, I don't know how well this is gonna do, but it's cool. I mean, I honestly, like, I want to pick up like a Super Nintendo and stuff like that, because I never owned one, and it'd be cool just to have one. But I've heard how they don't work as well as they used to, or they're all eventually gonna die. But and like the cartridges will all eventually die. But I could also just go to like the eShop or PlayStation Store and just, like, if I want to play Crash Bandicoot 3 or something, I just can go to the PlayStation Store and just buy it there for $7-8, download it, and have it on my console, or my PS3, instead of just buying the disc and putting it in my PlayStation and having to get a old-timey TV to watch to play it. But I do like how they're kind of selling retro stuff, because I'm one of those people who like really, I want people to. I'm kind of worried about this whole digital stuff, because like just imagine like 15, 20 years from now, when people are like, oh man, I could really go and I could really like, I really just want to go and play Ori and the Blind Forest, and people will be like, well, you can't because they shut down the Xbox One. So unless you have it downloaded on your Xbox One and your Xbox One still works, you can't play Ori and the Blind Forest anymore. Or, I mean, like the new Hitman game, I think is downloadable only to start. So they might not even release the new Hitman game physically. I mean, you could lose that game forever. I mean, I'm sure they'll find a way to just fix that, but I still think it's kind of unreliable, and I don't love it. Like, I have bought a lot of digital games this generation, like more than I expected to. I think I primarily own digital games, more than I have like physical copies of them. And it's just because of the ease thing, and I can pre-download and all that. But like, I like them to preserve like physical copies, because you never know what's gonna happen in the future, and I don't want to lose great games. Just imagine if like we lost our ability to ever play something like Super Mario Brothers 3 or A Link to the Past, and like people are like, well, we just don't have it anymore unless you have a console in that game downloaded on that. You can't play A Link to the Past anymore. That would be terrible, because that's one of the best games of all time. Like, and that's kind of what I'm worried about, but that's on another tangent. So yeah, retro games stop selling them. I might pick something up. I don't know. We'll see. It's not too expensive. I think like a Super Nintendo is like $50-$60. So I think it's a little bit above like the price on Amazon or whatever. But yeah. So next up, I had to scroll through a bunch of stories, because I know what the next big story is, and that's pretty much it for big stories. So I'm trying to find just little tiny stories to mention. Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden confirmed for Western release date. It's coming out this fall. That's like the 3DS Dragon Ball Z fighting game. I don't know who's gonna buy that. I was looking around, and I just saw that the new Dragon Ball anime is coming out, or the first episode releases in like a week. So I'm really excited now. I don't think that's the English version, which kind of sucks. So I don't know if I'm going to watch until the English dub gets released, because I can't stand the Japanese voice actors for that show. But yeah, I'm excited for Dragon Ball. But not the game, the show. I guess I'll just skip right to the big thing and then see if I can't find anything else. So, kind of the biggest news of the week, which there hasn't been much, so it's kind of been the main topic, is the PC, or Arkham Knight, or Batman Arkham Knight's PC problems. So basically, the PC port of Arkham Knight is complete trash. It like runs terribly. People can't run it to highest specs, and it just runs like it's just a terrible port. And according to apparently Rocksteady sent it out to be developed by an external development team. So Rocksteady didn't personally work on it. So the port is just not good at all. People are not happy. They want refunds, and WB, Warner Brothers, and Rocksteady are giving out refunds, and we're trying everything they can to fix the problems. But the PC port is just really bad. Xbox One, PS4 have very little issues, if any, really. Like, I'm playing on Xbox One, and I really haven't ran into any problems at all. Like, I've noticed barely any frame drops, really. Maybe just a handful of times, if that. I think I've glitched through the world once, and that was during like a Riddler race challenge, so I don't really count that. Man, the game runs very well for Xbox One, at least for me. So PC is kind of the main problem. But they are giving out refunds, and we're trying to fix the problem. And it really sucks because Batman is kind of the more anticipated games of the year, and tons of people bought it on PC. And they really can't play it they really can't play it at all, really. So unless you have a console, a PS4 and Xbox One console, you can't play one of the best games of the year, apparently. So that kind of sucks. So hopefully they get that fixed up. They also suspended the PC sales on some stores, so I think Steam is no longer selling it until it gets fixed. So that's a pretty big issue, and like that's gonna hurt sales a lot, because I know PC players get butt hurt a lot about this stuff, and they're like, I'm not gonna ever play one of your games again. I'm just gonna go and just torrent the game or whatever, steal it, and then I'll play it. I'm not gonna buy it from you because you screwed up. And like, don't do that. Like, just wait until they fix it, and just then buy it again at like maybe a discount. Because like Rocksteady, they screwed up, but they still made a really good game. But you should support them because they're a great studio. So don't be an asshole. But it really does suck. So hopefully they get those fixes in quickly, but apparently there's a lot of them. So but yeah, Batman Arkham Knight it's good. I'm really liking it. You can watch my Let's Play of it on my channel. I think at the moment up to part 4 or 5. I'm gonna check. But yeah, I'm like a good ways through the game, so it's definitely one of the best games you could buy on Xbox One or PS4. I'll say that. I will say that. I'm up to part 4. Okay. But yeah, anything else? People have been upset with Destiny's kind of new expansion and the price and all of that. Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Destiny lately, but $40 is a lot for an expansion, but it seems like they're really expanding a lot to the game, so I'm not too upset. I haven't bought any of their expansions, so it's not really for me. Splatoon has sold 1 million copies, which that's impressive. I mean, there's only like a handful of Nintendo games that have sold over 1 million on Wii U. And most of them are like Mario involved games or Super Smash Brothers. So people like Splatoon a lot. That game is very creative. I'll give it that. There's a new Persona 5 trailer. That game looks pretty ridiculous in the best way. Yeah, I think that probably wraps it up. Done some people have been upset with the Shenmue 3 kind of Kickstarter and Sony's involvement. There's been some other stuff people have been talking about. It hasn't been really news, but I'm looking for stuff. Bethesda considered multiplayer for Fallout 4, but they didn't. That's good. Don't do that. Because I just want to play Fallout on my own, by my time. It's a single-player game, and that's what it deserves to be. So thank God we're not ruining it with multiplayer. I think it'd still be a okay game, or a good game with multiplayer, but it wouldn't be the game. It wouldn't be a great or fantastic game, because those games thrive on being like solo, single-player games. So yeah, that kind of wraps up for news. There's not much that happened this week, which is to be expected. I managed to spread this out to 20 minutes, so I probably won't do a whole bunch of editing for this first part, because I don't want to like find photos of Shenmue 3 or whatever, and just because I talked about it for like 5 seconds. But yeah, so I'll wrap up the first part. I'm guessing next week we're gonna have the same issue with news. I mean, for most of the summer, news is gonna be kind of scarce. It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, I'll try to make sure the second segment's interesting enough. Yeah, so next segment, I will be counting down my top 5 most anticipated games that are expected to come out this year. So yeah, so make sure to stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys after this little musical break. Alright, welcome back everybody. So, I'm going to count down my top 5 most anticipated games that are expected to come out this year. I think pretty much all of these games, besides one, have a specific release date. So yeah, there's a few games that, you know, like, these are only 5 games I'm excited for. Like, there's tons more I'm excited for. Just at the moment, the 5 I'm gonna name off are the ones I'm most looking forward to. So let's get to it. So let's head to September, and number 5, September 1st. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain releases. I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan at all. In fact, I kind of don't like the series. I've played like Metal Gear Solid 2 for like 5-6 hours, and I thought the game was okay, but I kind of got sick of the awful controls, and so I quit playing that. And I played a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 3. I feel like I've played like an hour of that, and I was sick of the terrible controls, so I quit playing that. And then I've played Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which I enjoyed that. I thought the gameplay was really good, and that's kind of the reason why I'm excited for Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I don't really care for the story at all. I like the open world, playground, sandbox they got going on, and I like stealth games, and this is kind of like a mixture of open world stealth game. But it just seems from just watching the gameplay, this game just seems like it's gonna nail down the gameplay aspect. I don't anticipate to really care for the story, but the gameplay looks like it's gonna be really good. And then the same day Mad Max comes out, So I'm gonna have to decide between one of those two games, and odds are the Phantom Pain is probably gonna be the better game. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5. I just think the gameplay looks fun. I'm gonna send sheep to my base, and I'm gonna it's Fulton. That's what it's called. I'm gonna Fulton everything, sneak around, hide in cardboard boxes. Yeah, it looks fun. Number 4. This is a game that doesn't have a specific release date, but they have said it's coming out this year. And it is Persona 5. You heard me mention it in the news segment, like just how it looks ridiculous. I mean, we're showing 2 trailers so far, and one of them was in Actually, both of them I think were Japanese. But I've before this year I hadn't played any Persona game at all. But this year I played Persona 3 FES and Persona 4 Golden, and I really liked those games. Right, they're fantastic games. Yeah, they're so good. I'm gonna beat Persona 4 Golden eventually. Like, I'm slowly making my way through the game. I'm almost towards the end. But just playing those, like, I'm excited to play another Persona game. Like, I picked, I guess, the perfect year to kind of go through the series since Persona 5 is coming out. And Persona 5 just looks like the next generation of Persona games, really. Like, it still has that core aspect that makes Persona so unique and cool. But now it's gonna look better than I guess it's gonna look way better than any other Persona game before it, because Persona 4 and 3 were basically PS2 games. So this is like the first HD Persona game, and the game looks really good. It just looks like the style of from the trailers and all that, and the game footage looks really cool. You get to play as like a thief and like a high school student. Like, I'm really excited. Yeah. I really don't know much about it, but that's fine. I'm gonna pick it up for my PS4. I wish it was on Vita, kind of, because like I just like sitting back on my couch and just playing on Vita. But I'll make do with the place. I guess I could remote play it. Yeah, that could work out. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, there's not much to go off that game at the moment, so I'm sure we get more information at TGS. We'll probably get a release date at that point, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I know I'm gonna probably have to put 60 hours into that game, so, but I'm okay with that. Hopefully, it comes like out in late December, or not late, like in December. Few months after a certain game comes out, or a month after a certain game comes out. But yeah, Persona 5, very excited for that. If you haven't played any Persona games, I'd give it a try. Even though it kind of seems like a very, just play it. I know playing as like a high school student seems really dumb, but they're really enjoyable games. Even though they're really Japanese, but it's just fun. So number 3 is Just Cause 3, and just seeing some of the gameplay from E3 for this game is just basically just big dumb explosions of a game, and I totally can get behind that. Like, I played a little bit of Just Cause 2, and I really did like it, because you could just do these ridiculous stunts and just cause mayhem. And it's just basically, Just Cause 3 is basically Just Cause 2, but times like 10. So I'll get behind that. Like, just the small clip, like the clips and gameplay they showed, just looked like explosion, 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 doing something stupid, explosion. And I really don't care for the story, but I can get behind doing ridiculous stunts and just kind of do my GTA, do whatever you want, and do cool stuff. And Just Cause 3 kind of is basically that game, but more focused on doing dumb, cool explosion stuff. And it comes out in December, so pretty late, but I'm excited. It just looks like I said, it just looks like dumb fun. I don't care about the story really, but I do care about going around and just causing mayhem. And yeah, I'm excited to just play it. It's just gonna be fun to play, and that's most of the reason why I play games is to have fun. Sometimes it's to enjoy a good story. And honestly, I don't have a game on this list that's about story. Maybe Persona 5, because story is sort of important for that, but yeah, none of these, maybe number 1, but most of these games are about good gameplay, so. Just Cause 3 is number 3. I think so far I've managed to get the number to match up, besides, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 was 5, and Persona 5 was 4, but Just Cause 3 was 3. So what's a 2 game? I need to get that to be number 2. There's no 2. Blood Bowl 2. There we go. That's my number 2. No, but my serious number 2 is Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I'm mostly gonna be. I just want to play a Star Wars game, and just watching the kind of the videos from E3. It just sounds and looks like Star Wars, and I'm excited just to play something like that. I've heard some stuff that's very interesting about how it's actually gonna play. I'm kind of concerned about that, but I just want to play something that's Star Wars involved, and I think like a few weeks after that game comes out, the new movie's gonna come out, so I'm gonna be in all Star Wars excitement. So just kind of including my excitement for a new movie with that, and I just want to play some new Star Wars stuff. And the game, I thought the gameplay looked really good, even though it might not be the most realistic look at the game. You're not gonna be jumping around and beating the action all the time. But I thought it looked good, and it just looked like really authentic, kind of classic 80s and 90s Star Wars, the original trilogy. Star Wars, it just looked good. It just looked like Star Wars, so I totally want to play that. I wish there was more of a story-driven game, but what can you do? You get what you get. So yeah, Star Wars Battlefront, that's number 2. And number 1, no surprise, I think you all saw this coming. This is probably most people's number 1 is Fallout 4, and it's not really even close for any other game. Yeah. It's Fallout 4. I don't know what else to say, really. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of time into this game. It kind of sucks it comes out in November, because that's when I'm gonna be most busy with school, but if I get any time to play games, it'll be for Fallout 4. And I'm just looking forward to just playing another Fallout game. I don't have much else to say. I think you all know why I'm excited for it. Just the new additions to customization and stuff like that, and being able to just jump back into the Fallout universe on a next generation console and see what that's like. It's gonna look better. It's gonna have improvements. Will it be better than Fallout 3 or New Vegas? We'll have to see. I expect it to be. I think it's a perfectly fine expectation to have, because it looked better than most games, and it should look better and it should be better, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited. Why wouldn't you be excited? It's gonna be a large game with goofy people and that cool universe that everybody likes. I'm excited. I am excited. So yeah, that's my list. So Fallout 4 number 1, 2 Star Wars Battlefront, 3 Just Cause 3, 4 Persona 5, 5 Metal Gear Solid 5. I mean, there's stuff like Rise of the Tomb Raider, which probably would have cracked the top 5 if I still don't think that game is coming out this year, and I haven't seen enough gameplay to really get me excited for it. But that could change. Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'm excited for. I'm actually kind of excited for Black Ops 3, but I probably won't get it still. Halo 5, I'm looking forward to. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I think it's the first time in a while Assassin's Creed game hasn't been in my top 5. I'm kind of down on that game. I'm still going to pick it up, but I don't know about it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I hope it blows past my expectations. Maybe my expectations are so low that it'll just blast through them, and I'll just have nothing but high praises for it. We'll have to see. Rainbow Six Siege, I don't know about that. I think a game looks cool, but I don't know if I want to play a multiplayer game besides Battlefront. NBA 2K16, I'm gonna get that. NBA 2K games are awesome games. I love those games. Mighty Number 9. I'm probably gonna pick that up, but I don't like the art style of that game. It really bugs me. It kind of turns me off, but I'll probably still pick it up. And Mad Max, I'm looking forward to. And like I said, we'll have to see about the reviews for that one. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. I didn't include that because I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to play it. Godzilla, that was my number 1. What am I talking about? But yeah, I mean, there's tons of games. Some games that don't even have release dates yet that I might have forgotten about. I'm actually looking through the list to see if there is. Star Fox. I think it has a release date. No, it just said holiday. I'm not. That wouldn't crack my top 5 either way. So yeah, I think that pretty much narrows it down. Don't think there's anything else. I mean, there's more stuff I'm excited for, sure, but I think it's been a good year. I think a lot of those games have, kind of good potential to be some great games. Yeah, it looks like a good year. It looks like a better fall, potentially, than last fall. Which, I mean, last fall wasn't bad, but just nothing really blew me away besides, like, Shadow of Mordor and... what else came in the fall? Far Cry 4. Because Assassin's Creed, I didn't like... I mean, there was like the Alien game and the Evil Within. Those were fine. Destiny. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything huge. I think this year's gonna be better. That should wrap it up. Let me know what you're looking forward to for this year. I mean, if I included 2016 games, I think Fallout 4 would still be on the list. Maybe Battlefront. But I think it would be primarily 2016 games because there's stuff like The Last Guardian and Uncharted 4, Horizon Last Dawn, whatever it's called. Wii U Zelda. There's tons of stuff that's coming out next year I'm very excited for. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good year. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Yeah, so hopefully I'll try to get this video up Maybe Friday, depending on how lazy I'm gonna be. But probably Saturday, so look forward to that. Yeah, so now I'll see you next week on the Press Start podcast. Hopefully, there's a little bit more to talk about. But we'll have to see. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys and girls next week.